the most underrated practice in golf, which would guarantee better results for any player at any level. And even though you might know about this, you still don't do it enough. That's not how I was planning the video going and planning out. Guys, welcome back to a brand new video. It's Simon down here at Burford Golf Lab, and today's topic is trust practice, and I'm going to be putting a lot of trust into my swing. So guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe, leave this video a like and comment down below if you found this video helpful in any shape or form. But today we are going to be using my iPhone 8, the one I currently use for day-to-day business, as a form of pressure on my golf swing. And I want to talk about the two elements of trust practice and why you should start doing it in your game, because golf is a very unique sport. So let me explain why. Golf is the only sport that you think about your technique whilst you're playing it. Please leave a comment down below if there's a sport that you think is very similar. I too often have ruined a round of golf because I've had a lesson or I've seen a video or a tip and I started thinking about my actual golf swing rather than the target. Every other sport, whether it's darts or cricket, tennis, football, you think about the target in your mind when you're making the action. When you're trying to hit the ball or whatever, throw something for example, you're thinking about the target. You're not thinking what your hands are doing. You're not thinking about what your feet are doing, your hips, your X factor, your left wrist position. So why do we do it so much in golf? Two reasons why you think about your golf swing more than any other sport is because, number one, for the start of time, the amount of information, technique, lessons, videos, you name it, have been out there. The pivotal of a good golfer is someone that needs an aesthetically pleasing looking swing on the right mechanics and swing plane, everything else. So therefore, when you had a bad shot on the golf course, you automatically assume your swing is therefore bad and you make changes throughout that round. I've played rounds of golf where I've changed my swing up to 10 times just to find that one good shot. And number two, you have the time to do it. Golf's a sport where you don't have to react against anything. You can take as much time as you'd like. However, sports such as darts, snooker, they don't think about their technique, so why do we do it so much to ourselves? And it's definitely at a negative cost. And today's video, hopefully I can show you how to think less about your technique and more about your intended target. So before I get to smashing my iPhone into bits, number one, with trust practice, I want you to visualize your target when you're hitting golf balls. Now, I'm not saying don't talk about or think about your swing mechanics on the range. When you're having a lesson, you've got to put those things into practice, your drills, etc., etc. However, implement it. Great time of year, 40 to 50% of your range balls, think just about your target. Pick a very specific target on the range and hit as many golf balls as you can towards it, and mark down when you don't hit it towards the target and measure yourself so you then start to see some kind of results and pattern. What this is doing is creating an environment that is very similar to the golf course. You'd never hit 100 balls in a row on a golf course, or sometimes you might, 100 balls in a row on a golf course with no consequences. So why are you practicing that on the range? Some people are great range players, they can hit the shots they want. Get on the golf course, hopeless. Therefore, try and make the environment on the range as similar to the golf course as possible. Pick a target, put pressure on yourself, and then mark down how well you're doing, as well as implementing the swing changes you might be doing with your coach. That is the most effective way to get better, and especially to get better on the golf course. Visualization is a skill, and it's the most underrated skill / practice you could do in the game of golf. No one talks about it enough. You should be imagining the shot that you're about to hit, whether it's a draw, a fade, whatever you want it to be. You need to visualize that shot. Now, I'm not saying you're going to imagine a 5-yard draw if you can't hit a draw. However, imagine your good shot to a very good detail. How high is it going to go? Where is it going to land? Is it going to spin backwards? These are the kind of things that you need to be thinking about in your mind's eye, because we're very good at imagining the bad shots. How many times have we been in front of the water going, don't go in the water, and then we hit the ball in the water? Because all your mind is thinking, water. Therefore, we need to train our brains, and it is a skill and it is a talent, and the best players in the world, the reason they don't get phased is because their visualization, their imagination is so high that their subconscious is ingrained to think positive. Whereas the majority of golfers, and I'm going to go out there and say 75% of golfers, are trained to think negatively, to think about the bad shots rather than the good shots. And I know this sounds a bit fairy, but it works. It's the way I got to pass my PGA degree. I got to an okay level only through this technique. I crumbled under pressure countless times because my brain was always flooded with negative thoughts. So let's talk more about trust practice and how you can put pressure on yourself without breaking your iPhone to obviously get better at this game. So you're on the range, you've got 100 balls, and obviously you warm up and you're starting to think about your swing mechanics, wherever it might be, or what you're trying to work on, sensing the strike, swing path, club head speed, etc, etc. You're gonna mix that up after 10 balls of practicing on your technical swing to then just 10 shots where you think about a target. I'm talking 10 different targets on the range. Don't just hit it to the same one over and over again. Pick different targets, small targets. The smaller the better. The brain can focus on small targets better than big targets. So don't, when you get on the golf course, think about a fairway. I want you to pick a branch. I want you to pick a leaf, because your brain's good at focusing on small targets. Therefore, when you're on the range and you're hitting your shots and you're doing your trust practice, I want you to imagine each time your good golf shot. Go through your pre-shot routine, whatever it might be, whether it's tap your bag, take 4 steps to the golf ball, have a look at the target, waggle the golf club. It can be whatever it has to be. However, you need to make sure you do it every time. So you're going to do 10 swings on the range or in the net or wherever you're practicing, exactly the same. And the first few times it's going to be awful. However, after a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then you go on the golf course and you go through your pre-shot routine, you imagine your shot going towards the target, you step over the golf ball and you hit the ball to 2 foot, your confidence levels are going to go up, which means that you can hold on to your comfort blanket of your pre-shot routine, even under pressure. Say you're playing through a 4-ball, or say you're playing with people you don't know, or club championship. It means that all of a sudden, this trust that you've put into your swing, your routine, your thoughts into positivity and the ball going towards the target is going to pay off. Training your brain is like going to the gym. You can train it for 3 months, you're going to see the difference, but if you stop for 3 months, 6 months, your then muscle memory is going to deteriorate exactly the same as the gym. So this is a long-term plan that you need to do. And why most people don't bother doing it is because it's probably too hard, or they can't be bothered, or they don't see results quick enough. But I can guarantee you the best players in the world do all of this. So enough of that. Let's put my iPhone down. Let's hit a few shots. Can I just say, this isn't a drill, by the way. Please do not put your iPhone down, because you need to hit down on your irons, not up on them. But this is to prove a point. Hopefully I don't hit it through the screen. But I'm putting trust in my golf swing. I'm going to go through my pre-shot routine so you can see that as well. So you can get a bit of an idea to build your own. It can be as short as, don't make a long one. It can be as short as you would like it. Right, let's get straight into it. Okay, here goes nothing. Now, 2 reasons we're using the iPhone. Number 1, thumbnail, because obviously you probably clicked on this video because you saw an iPhone about to being hit. Number 2, I feel nervous, which is good, because if I was to play a tournament or go and play with other people, this is how my body would be feeling. Now, it's a very expensive training aid, but it is doing the job. And there's many ways you can put pressure on yourself, whether it's play against money with other people on the range, donations to charity, 100 push-ups, if you don't beat your target. So obviously you've got to start setting some targets at the start to know whereabouts you are. And this is great for wedge play because it's one of the most important parts of the game. And give yourself forfeits. You need to feel under pressure when you're hitting these shots, because that is exactly what the golf course is like. Right, tons of weight on the back foot. This is going to be very thin. I'll be surprised if I even make contact with it. That's not how I was planning the video going and planning out. There it go. I'm not gonna lie, I hit quite a few shots with this before the video, and I kind of said that is the first time I'm attempting, and I actually hit it reasonably well, and I've topped and smashed the phone straight down the middle. Oh well, it looks like I'm getting an iPhone 11. Let's hit a few more shots just to finish the points I was going to talk about very smugly after I'd flushed it towards the target 10 times. Anyway, pre-shot routine is the reason that I epically failed. Can you go through my pre-shot routine? So what is my pre-shot routine? Normally, if I was about to hit a golf ball on a golf course, I would take 1, 2, 3 steps to a golf ball, set the ball club just behind the golf ball, take one look at the target, back down at the golf ball, and then hit it straight at the target without breaking your iPhone. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. Decent golf shot. I'm gonna take that. Pre-shot routine is key, and practicing your pre-shot routine doesn't cost anything, and the quicker you implement, at any level this is, by the way, at any level, the quicker you implement this into your golf game, the better, because under those pressured scenarios, there's so many times people that I'm teaching that hit it great when I'm there, because obviously I get to tell them what club to take and what shot to hit and course management, but then when I'm not there and they're playing and they've got a card in their hand and they feel nervous, they've got no where to go, they've got nothing to clamber onto, and you feel very isolated down on the golf course when you can't, and especially when you're not feeling confident, those negative thoughts flood in. Whereas if you go through your pre-shot routine and you get your brain used to hitting good golf shots towards your target over and over again, and you go through that same routine whilst out on the golf course, it's going to have some effect. So guys, there you have it. I'm not mad, honestly, I'm not mad. Really don't mind. Just leave this video a like, that'd be great. Guys, I hope this video made some kind of sense, even with the distraction of me breaking my iPhone. Pressure practice, trust your golf swing. Yes, technical practice in golf is great. However, you shouldn't be thinking about your swing when you're hitting a golf ball. You should be thinking about your target, just like every other sport that is out there. Think about your intended target and think positively. Do not think negatively. I'll get over it. Guys, see you later.